Hey there, and welcome. Today, we're going to tackle a huge question, one that sits at the very heart of our existence. What is our relationship with the planet we live on? It's a massive topic, but we're going to break it down through a really powerful lens. So let's just dive right in with the big one. Do you think of humanity as the owner of this planet? Free to use it however we want? Or are we something else? Are we its guardians, its caretakers? How you answer that one question, well, it changes absolutely everything. And just so you know, the concepts we're exploring today are based on a really cool lesson from the Flying Wings online school, which is all about empowering students to think critically about these exact kinds of issues. Okay, so to really dig into that big opening question, we first need to get a handle on a major shift in thinking. We're going to look at two key ideas: environmental responsibility and environmental stewardship. Now, they might sound kind of the same, but trust me, the difference is a total game changer. Okay, so first up, we've got responsibility. Think of this as like the ground floor. It's the essential starting point. It's about getting that basic fact. What we do affects the world around us. So, we turn off the lights, we try to use less plastic, we don't let the water run. This is all about reducing our negative footprint. But now, let's look at stewardship. This is the next level up. It takes that foundation of responsibility and, well, it supercharges it. It's not just about doing less harm anymore, it's about actively trying to do good. A steward doesn't just avoid dropping trash, they're the one organizing the neighborhood cleanup. See the difference? It's proactive, it's being a guardian. And this slide just lays it all out perfectly, right? On the left, responsibility is about reducing harm and following the rules. Super important. But on the right, stewardship is about actively protecting, restoring things, and actually leading the change. It's like the difference between being a good tenant who doesn't damage the apartment and being the dedicated caretaker who tends the garden for everyone to enjoy. Okay, so responsibility, stewardship. Why are we getting so into the weeds with these words? Well, here's why it matters. A lot. It's because right now, our planet is facing some really urgent crises. Thinking like a steward isn't just some nice idea, it's become a survival strategy. Let's look at three of the biggest threats. So, threat number one. Climate change. I mean, we all hear about this, right? It's driven mainly by burning fossil fuels, and look, this isn't some far-off sci-fi scenario. The consequences are here. We're seeing it in rising temperatures, which lead to more intense floods in some places and devastating droughts in others. And that directly puts our food and water at risk. Next up, there's the loss of biodiversity. We're seeing wildlife populations just plummet. And the thing you really got to get from this slide is that last point. This isn't just about feeling sad that some animals are disappearing. When ecosystems get wobbly and food chains break, that instability comes right back around and threatens our own survival. It's all connected. And rounding out our big three is pollution. It's in our oceans, our air, our water, and this has direct personal consequences for people. This is stuff that gets in our lungs, in the water we drink. It leads to real health problems for us and for all the other creatures we share the planet with. Okay, I know. That was all pretty heavy, but listen, the story absolutely does not end there because the whole idea of stewardship gives us a powerful and honestly, a hopeful way forward. So let's switch gears from the problems to the solutions and look at what people are already doing. The cool thing is, this stewardship idea, it's not just a theory, it's happening right now. In our own communities, you've got young people leading campaigns to plant trees. In the business world, you have companies making the smart switch to renewable energy. And in schools, you've got eco-clubs that are turning students into the next generation of leaders. These are real actions, making a real difference. All right, so this brings it all home. We've talked about the ideas, we've seen the stakes. Now the real question is, what about you? How do we take this big concept of stewardship and make it personal? Now, let's be real for a second. It's not always simple to just jump into action. There are massive barriers out there. Things like poverty, a lack of education, or weak laws make it incredibly difficult for people to make eco-friendly choices. These are big, complicated problems that we have to tackle together. So after all that, what's the one thing to take away? It really boils down to this single, powerful idea you see right here. The moment we stop thinking like we own this place and start acting like we're its caretakers, our whole perspective shifts. And that's where we're going to leave it. Look, nobody is asking you to solve climate change by tomorrow. This is about starting somewhere. It's about remembering that millions of small, positive actions can create a massive wave of change. So I'll just leave you with this question. What's one small thing, just one action, you'll take this week to be a steward for our planet?